Welcome back to RADBMX Builds. I'm Sean, and today we have a 1979 REDLINE MX2, and this bike's a little special to me. When I was a kid, I had a bike just like this. However, my dad and grandfather and I stripped it down, and they ended up painting it white, and I put a bunch of red components on it, and that bike was stolen from none other than a arcade, just like so many other people have had that happen to. I also was a victim of that. And just recently, when I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the BMX Hall of Fame, they had a swap meet with this bike right here. So I had to buy it. I bought it, and over the last week and a half, I've been hoarding parts that I'm gonna put on this bike, and that's what we're gonna do in today's video. All right, let's take a close look at this bike. This is exactly how I got it. It's got some old Amy grips, a die-comp trigger lever for a brake, REDLINE V-bars, an unknown type stem, and just a bunch of hodgepodge parts on here. I'm keeping the tires, swapping out the wheels. I do like the white hubs and the, alloy silver wheels that I guess I can probably polish out. I have another bike that those can go on a future build, but the frame looks like it was re-powder coated, re-decaled, and is really in excellent condition without any sort of dents, dings, or anything like that. So I'm pretty happy with that. What I am gonna do though is swap out a lot of these parts, like a red Cashamax seat, a whole bunch of red anodized parts, a different crankset. This is an SR crankset, but I'm gonna take it off, polish it up, and then use it later on something else because I have another crankset that's gonna look a little bit better on here. Okay, speaking of cranksets, check these out. These Super Maxis from Xneon are polished out, absolutely beautiful, perfect condition. And then I have some red MKS BM7 pedals, a white and chrome chain, a red fluted seat post, brand new Diacomp brake cables, a Suntour style seat post clamp, Diacomp brakes, that's right, front and back, a Suntour type stem, Diacomp levers, some red, these are for the axles on the wheels, they're washers, the old school Acorn anodized valve stem caps, a chrome seat post clamp, not the old crummy ones or silver, not chrome. Go chrome, pay the extra money for it. This is a Tongi headset. It's a sealed headset in red anodized. And then shout out to Amy, of course. Old school traditional tries with Flite red and white checkered donuts. All right, the seat and the wheels are currently out for delivery, and while that's happening, let's go ahead and disassemble the bike, break it down, get rid of the parts we're not gonna use, and either they're gonna show up or we can start building the bike with what we have, and when they get here, they get here. But ultimately, in the end of this video, you're gonna see a complete, redone 1979 REDLINE. Let's get to building. right, so we're down to the frame and fork. That took about 10 minutes to disassemble the bike. We are leaving the bottom bracket in there because we're gonna continue to use that. But everything else came off because everything else is getting replaced. The paint is overall in excellent condition with a few little wear marks. The seat post clamp will cover up, a couple little chips where the brake will go, and of course on the rear dropouts where the axle and nuts were. But other than that, it's in great condition, and we're gonna start getting ready to build it back up with all of the red parts we showed you earlier. And as soon as my UPS guy gets here, we'll have everything. So let's go ahead and start putting on what we do have, and then when they get here, we'll finish up the build. My wheels just showed up. Thank you, UPS, and thank you, BMX Guru, for once again sending me out a set of wheels that are just absolutely awesome. These 36 spoke high flange, or called road flange, hubs have the jelly bean cutout, and they're sealed bearings, and I opted in for the freewheel already installed on here. These are an A7X style wheel, and they are era correct. Nice, beautiful red anodized wheels. I also got in my Cashamax seat. I've already put the seat guts in it. And I found out that my really long fluted red seat post needs to be trimmed a bit. So we're gonna cut off a few inches of that, put on the Cashamax seat, flip this bike over, put the wheels, cranks, all that stuff on the bike. Okay, next day we are making some progress. So we got the tires, wheels, and everything put on. Everything's pretty much mocked up. Now just on to the finishing touches like the chain. And we're definitely gonna need some grips and donuts to put on there. And brake cables, and I think that's it. So the wheels were mounted up to the tires that were on there, and I've added a Acorn red anodized valve stem cap to go with the wheels. I do have fork ends coming, but they're coming from England, so I have no idea when they're gonna show up, but they're nice chrome fork end caps that you can get because those forks are open on the bottom on these old bikes, and it just kind of closes it up and gives it a finished look. But the cranks are absolutely sick. They look really good on there. So now I think we'll probably move on to grips, and then we're gonna run some brake cables. And there you go, the 1979 REDLINE MX2. It came out really great. I hope you liked that. The only thing we kept from the original when we picked it up was the frame, forks, bars, bottom bracket, and tires. Everything else has been swapped out. It was a pretty simple build to do, just replacing the parts, cleaning it up a little bit. But I love the way it came out. All that red with the white just looks proper on this bike. So if you like it, give me a little thumbs up there down below. And if you haven't done so yet, hit that subscribe button. Help me grow this channel so I can bring you more rad content. Okay, thanks again for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. And as always, stay rad.